welcome back to Ollie's ASMR World. In today's video, we'll be talking about football or soccer if you're from America or other parts of the world. Anyways, let's take the microphone off here. Let's try it on here, bear with me. Apologies. I should have had this set up beforehand, really. Hopefully that's a little bit clearer for you. Let's find out. Okay, so it turns out it's actually better where it was originally, so I'm going to keep it there. Anyways, let's talk football. And we've just had the weekend's games, Premier League and European matches. And Ronaldo obviously made his return for Man United. His first game back in however many years it's been. It's been too long, Ronnie. It's been too long. CR7 is back where he belongs. I've got to be honest, I was nervous about him returning to United. But just seeing how happy he is, and it wasn't all about him. When he was on, I'm not going to have a massive chat about United, but I just honestly felt that, he was supplying, he was assisting or attempting to assist, he was playing other people in. It was brilliant to see. We'll get into that in a minute, but the first thing I wanted to talk about, we're not really going to go through results too much today. We'll have a quick scan through, but that's about it. So, over the weekend I watched a fair bit of European football, which isn't like me really. I only usually watch European teams when I watch Champions League games, etc. But this weekend I was a bit bored, I had nothing to do. I ended up watching the second half of Inter Milan away at Sassuolo. That was due to me having a bet on Inter and they cost me. And I had a bet on Roma and Real Madrid to win last night. And I ended up watching most of the Roma game against Inter Milan was away at Sampdoria and Roma were home to Sassuolo. And it got me thinking, as of about 5 minutes ago, just how good the Premier League, I get a lot of players want to go and play for Real Madrid due to the fact that it is Real Madrid. I get that, or a Barcelona, because they are Barcelona. If England had the weather, I guarantee they'd have had Messi years ago. I don't think Messi was Barca born and bred, weren't he? By these top stars, Mbappe's, Haaland, there'd be no question about where they're going to go. They'd all be in the Premier League. Because the Premier League just is the best league in the world. I don't care what you say, I'm not having any argument on that. Just look at the strikers that we have in the Premier League, the variety of striker. We have the best collection of strikers in the world playing in our league. So let's go for it, okay? Tottenham, Harry Kane, potentially in the top 2 or 3 out-and-out strikers in the world. Chelsea, Lukaku, also in my opinion in the top 3 strikers in the world. Man United, Ronaldo, I don't see him as a striker. I see him as the best goal scorer in the world potentially. Just any kind of goal, headers, free kicks occasionally, whatever, he can do it all. He's proved over the years that he's one of the best to ever do it. Then you go to Liverpool, Mo Salah, brilliant striker. He annoys me a lot, don't get me wrong. I'm a Man United fan, so I'm not a fan of Liverpool, but you can't argue what he does. I think the only ones letting the team down are Man City, a team let's say City win the league again this season without a dominant striker, that's letting my argument down a little bit, which is very frustrating. But then you go to Italy, okay? The top teams in Italy, Inter Milan, currently have Edin Dzeko. They had to sell Lukaku to clear some debts. They have Lautaro Martinez and Edin Dzeko. Yeah. And a young lad, I think not a young lad, called Correa. I think he was signed from Lazio. He's very good, but not a striker. Now their striker is Dzeko. He's like 35 now. Juve rely on, what's his name? Flipping heck. Spanish lad. Was at Chelsea. Let's have a look at the Juve squad, because they've got one or two strikers in their team. I want to kick myself for not remembering this lad's name. Bear with me. Come on. Juventus. Squad. Here we go. So they still have Dybala there. They brought in Moise Kean on a 2-year loan from Everton. Alvaro Morata, okay. So to replace Ronaldo, they brought in Moise Kean. They have Alvaro Morata there, and like I said, Dybala. None of them are a patch on a Lukaku, on a Salah, on a Ronaldo, on Kane. Not a patch. Bear with me. I honestly think a player like Dominic Calvert-Lewin would get in that Juve team. That's not a knock on him. That's because I think he's a great striker. And I think he'd be more dominant than the players I just mentioned. And AC, okay, they've got a couple of great strikers, but they're getting on. Olivier Giroud and Zlatan. Okay, Ronaldo's getting on, but come on, he's Ronaldo. Moving on, we have over in Spain. So Barcelona's forward line is currently a injury-prone Kun Aguero, or Sergio Aguero. Memphis Depay, don't get me wrong, he's doing brilliant for them, but he wouldn't get into the Chelsea starting lineup. Maybe he would now. I mean, he's showing great form, but either way, he's at Barcelona. He's not in that top echelon of strikers. They have Luke de Jong, former Newcastle flop. I know he did well in Spain the last couple of years, and that got him his move. But come on, Luke de Jong. Where was he at now? Was he at Sevilla last season? I think so. Let me just check that for certain. He's currently at Barcelona. Yeah, he was at Sevilla. And now he's at Barcelona. Anyways, Luke de Jong, Memphis Depay, and Dybala. Aguero. That is their front line. None of them are in the top striker bracket. No. So, Real Madrid, Benzema. Okay, I'll give you that. He is very underrated by me. I don't rate him highly enough. When you see he got a hat-trick last night against Celta Vigo, he should definitely be rated a lot higher than what he is in my estimation. Then you move over to Athletic Madrid, okay, they've got Griezmann. Who else have they got there? Suarez. Yeah, I'll give you that. So Spain have Suarez and Benzema as top strikers, but that's only two. England, remember, have Kane, Salah, Ronaldo, Lukaku. That's four at least. That's just off the top of my head. Then you go over to Germany. You have Lewandowski. You have Holland. Brilliant, absolutely in the top bracket of strikers in the world, but it's only two. Then you have Patrick Schick. He's kicking on from his Czech Republic form. He's taking back to Mönchengladbach, is it, or Leverkusen? Where is he at? Let me have a look. Is it one of the two? He scored yesterday, as I should know. I think he scored against Dortmund. So I think it was Mönchengladbach. No, it's Leverkusen, ain't it? My bad. By Leverkusen. not in that top bracket still. But back to England, we have so many good strikers. Jimenez, when he kicks back into form at Wolves, is another good striker. Dominic Calvert-Lewin at Everton. You go to Leicester, you got Jamie Vardy. You go to, okay, I was going to say Burnley, but no, let's not take the piss. You go to Villa, you got Danny Ings. You have sort of a very Mikel Antonio at West Ham. Brilliant for West Ham, and what he does, he's fantastic. I'm not saying that those players are getting to the top European teams, but I just think England has, or the Premier League has, the best players in the world, striker-wise. We've got some of the best defenders: Van Dijk, Varane, Maguire, Thiago Silva, still there. Rudiger's kicking on and improved immensely. Okay, we've got Callum Chambers, but we won't mention that one too loudly. Who else have we got in the Premier League defensively? Van Dijk, like I said. Canate, yet to see much of him though. Man City, you got Laporte, you have Diaz. So yeah, brilliant defenders throughout the Premier League. And then you got the midfielders, flipping heck. At City alone, from Sterling, Foden, Grealish, De Bruyne, to United with Pogba, Bruno, Chelsea with Kante and Kovacic, and they got like Pulisic, who can't get a game most weeks, which is ridiculous. Timo Werner, who's yet to kick on and become the player he was at Leipzig. At Tottenham, okay, not midfield, maybe not Tottenham. Hoyfier is decent now. I think he'd get into most top European teams. If you look at how he plays Tottenham, he's bloody brilliant. But yeah, my point being, there are so many good players. Oh, I didn't mention France, did I? Okay, so France, in terms of strikers, Mbappe, yeah, brilliant. Neymar, and Messi. Okay, this is what got me thinking about this morning. I was thinking about Messi, I was thinking about Ronaldo, I was thinking PSG must be really pissed off because they really shit the bed when they signed Messi. It's like, oh my god, Messi's available, we've got to bring him in. He's played a couple of the appearances now, I think, for PSG in a terrible French league, and I'm pretty sure he's yet to score for them. Ronaldo steps up in the hardest league in the world, bar none. Premier League, probably the hardest league in the world, against a very stubborn Newcastle team, and scores 2 goals on his debut, and looked fantastic all the way through. I'm not having this crap that Messi is better than Ronaldo. I refuse to hear that ever again. Messi, all his career in Spain at one club. Ronaldo didn't have the look of starting out at a top club like Barcelona. He started out in Portugal at Sporting Lisbon. He moved to United at 18. He became a legend. He moved to Real Madrid and pushed on even further and further and further. He then went to Juve and won more stuff at Juventus. He's then come back to United and he's going to hopefully win stuff, but at least get a shitload of goals. Messi, Barcelona, all his life. Then the bang average French league with the best team in the French league. I'm sorry, but only one player out of them two has tested themselves and proved themselves week in, week out, season in, season out. Anyways, enough of all that. Let's get into the results of the weekend, guys. So, for Saturday, Premier League, Tottenham, I watched this game. I'd not seen them since the first week against Man City. And I don't really know what the hell happened. Tottenham were horrible to watch. It was awful. Yeah, they're missing Son and Bergwijn, but what the hell? I think they had like 2 chances the whole game away at Palace. Palace, on the other hand, were bloody brilliant. Odson Edouard came on, 2 goals in like 10 minutes, and were Arsenal beat Norwich 1-0. I had this on my bet for Arsenal to win. It took a Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang goal in the 66th minute to get the win for Arsenal. Hold on, wait there. Milo, up there now. Get up. Get up. Up. Sorry, my dog's jumped down. Come on your bed. Up. Because we don't have carpet in this room, we've got wooden flooring. If he starts walking around, it makes a bloody racket. So Arsenal get their first win of the season, and Norwich are still pointless in the league. Brentford lost late on the 90th minute to a Leandro Trossard goal to Brighton. Unlucky for Brentford. I've been a little bit disappointed with Ivan Toney this season. Only one goal so far. I was expecting more from him. Leicester 0, Man City 1. That was going to back Leicester. Double chance, win or draw. Because I fancied them to get at least a draw against Man City. They lost in the end. Bernardo Silva scored for City. Afterwards, Pep came and said, "Yes, we are very happy. We kept hold of Bernardo. Yeah, I bet you bloody hell you want to sell him. But in the end, he came up with the winning goal for you. So I bet you're happy with him." Man United 4, Newcastle 1. So as I said, we all know what happened. Ronnie scored the first goal. They equalised through Manquillo, which was unexpected to say the least. Then Ronnie's like, "Stop this, we're getting another goal." He scores a second goal. And then Bruno with a thunder strike from out of space. It was amazing. And then Lingard popped up, came off the bench, and come on the pitch and got himself a goal, which was great to see from Jesse. Happy days. Newcastle are currently, let me look, Newcastle are in 19th place with 1 point. Man United at top of the table on goal difference, I believe, with 10 points. Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool are all level on points at the minute. Then we had Southampton, West Ham, goalless. Mikel Antonio was sent off, which was not good for my fantasy football. Watford lost at home to Wolves. Great to see Wolves get a win because their performances have been brilliant against United, against Tottenham, against Leicester. They've been playing brilliant, just not getting the results. But Sierralta scored an own goal on his debut for Watford, and Hwang, who's on loan from Leipzig, South Korean player, scored on his debut, getting Chelsea beat Villa 3-0. I watched half of this game whilst eating my dinner on Saturday evening. 2 for Lukaku. So he's like, "Okay, Ronnie can go and get 2. I'll get 2. And Mateo Kovacic also for Chelsea. So I think it's going to be a very fun race for the Golden Boot this season. With Salah wanting obviously to compete in it, Lukaku, Ronaldo, Kane if he gets off his arse and starts playing well, and you might even get a Dominic Calvert-Lewin with his assists he's going to get from Gray and Townsend, etc. You might find Calvert-Lewin's up there, near there or thereabouts. Right, we had Sunday. Yesterday was Liverpool away at Leeds. Leeds have got 2 points so far this season, 2 draws, 2 losses, and they lost at home to Liverpool 3-0. Okay, we need to point out their only 2 losses are to Man United and to Liverpool. It's not bad teams to lose to, but they lost 3-0 in the end. Mo Salah, Fabinho and Mane in the 92nd minute for Liverpool. Patrick Struijk got sent off for that challenge on Harvey Elliott. So I've watched it this morning. It's currently on pause. I'm on the 80th minute on Match of the Day in the background here, and I think it's a bit harsh myself to have sent him off. Now hear me out, okay? So when the tackle goes in, the commentator on Match of the Day says, "That's a great challenge," before he knows Elliott's injured. what's his name? Strike the Leeds player. He sent him off. But 1 minute is a great challenge, and the next minute, he sent him off. And the commentator's reasoning was, it's probably because of how bad the injury was. Hang on, you can't judge a sending off by how bad an injury is. The tackle can be a good, clean tackle. I think he got the ball. If the player goes over on his ankle and his ankle snaps or whatever, that's not the opposing player's fault. You can't send a player off for how a player lands. If he wins the ball, he wins the ball. That was a bad decision in my opinion. Leeds is that they didn't look to strengthen their defence in the window just gone. I think they could have done with definitely strengthening in central defence. I don't think Liam Cooper's up to it. They spent money on Firpo. I don't know if they necessarily needed him. Dan James, he'll come good. He came on yesterday for them. But yeah, I think a centre-back, a dominating centre-back would have been good for Leeds. Maybe a Vestergaard before he went to Leicester. There are some really good defenders out there, and I think they could have done with strengthening in that position. Today we have Everton and Burnley. I'm going to go with Everton to win this game. I've not put anything on it. I was going to. I didn't want to risk it. Let's have a quick look around Europe. So, in Spain, Sevilla Barcelona was postponed. I don't know why that was. We had Villarreal Aves postponed as well. Maybe it's COVID related. Not too sure. In Bundesliga, we had Leipzig lose 4-1 at home to Bayern Munich. Lema got Leipzig's only goal. Lewandowski, Musiala, Sane and Choupo-Moting for Barca. In Serie A on Saturday, Juve lost away to Napoli 2-1. I didn't see that scoreline. Morata put Juve 1 up, but then Koulibaly got the second goal for Napoli after Politano got the first. Napoli win 2-1. Atalanta lost at home to Fiorentina 2-1. Vlahovic, who's linked with a move, scored 2 penalties for Fiorentina. And Zapata, who's a game of penalties, Zapata scored a penalty for Atalanta. In Liga 1, PSG beat Clermont 4-0. So all the talk before the game was that Neymar wouldn't be there, Messi wouldn't be there. And Marcus Herrera stepped up and got 2 in 11 minutes. Then Mbappe and then Idris Gueye scored the 4th goal. Marseille beat Monaco 2-0 away, 2 goals for Dieng. Sunday around Europe in Spain, Valencia beat Osasuna 4-1 away. Atletico Madrid in the 99th minute got a winning goal against Espanyol. Carrasco and Lemar for Atletico after they went 1-0 down in the first half. Real Madrid battered Celta Vigo despite being 1-0 down, then 2-1 down. Benzema got a hat-trick, Vinicius Jr. and Camavinga, their new signing, scored on what was possibly his debut. I'm not sure if it was, but well done to him. German football yesterday, not a great deal happened. Serie A, Inter, as I said before, drew 2-2 with Sampdoria. Disappointing, so that cost me £7. Torino battered Salernitana. AC Milan beat Lazio 2-0. Leo and Ibra with the goals. And Roma, I watched this game, like I said, most of it. They beat Sassuolo 2-1. So Sassuolo went 1-0 down after Brian Cristante, but Roma won up through a well-worked free kick. Sassuolo got an equaliser, and then through Jurcic, I think it was the second lad I saw score a goal then that was disallowed. He's like 6'4", got great feet, big lad. But El Shaarawy on the 91st minute scored a brilliant goal for Roma to put them 2-1 up. It was a fantastic goal. I'm thinking yes, because I had Roma and Real added like an extra 30 seconds on or minutes on to the game. And this lad, Jurcic, scored a fantastic goal for Sassuolo, but he was offside by a couple of yards or whatever. I don't know what the distance was. But if you get a chance to check it out on YouTube, check it out, that game. So one minute you got Mourinho charging down the touchline celebrating because it was his 1000th game, and he thought he'd won the game in the 91st minute, so he's charging down the touchline like he did for Porto against United all them years ago. And then a minute later, Sassuolo scored this goal, and he was sitting like, oh, thankfully for him and for me, he was offside, and I won my bet, and he won the game. But guys, that's my video. That's us done for today. The green screen, by the way, was up because I've just done another video, which you'll see over the next day or two. So I've just left it up. Should have explained that at the beginning. Anyways, take it easy. I'll see you all very soon. Thumbs up.